Gabe, in a 12 by 10, we talk about trying to get these difference makers across positions. I don't know if I want to do that at the quarterback position, if I can get into a Jamar Chase. So in a 12 by 10 here, where are you leaning? Jamar Chase and Aaron Rodgers, or the security of JJ McCarthy, Jared Goff, we'll call it Khalil Herbert, and a 2025 first, which is 104.
Ooh, man. You know me. I love my wide receivers. Give me Jamar Chase, man.
We'll talk about it.
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
Heyo, welcome on in to another edition of the All Gas Trade Show. I'm Ty, that's Gabe, and we got some spicy deals here for you today. Yes, welcome in. DD Fantasy Football, kicking it up into high gear post-draft here. We got content coming damn near daily, and we got the man, the myth, the legend, Gabe, in the house with me today. Gabe, how you doing?
Doing great, buddy. Doing great, man. Happy Mother's Day, too, to all the mothers who watch this show. And again, for the people who aren't mothers, go treat your mother well this weekend.
Yeah, shout out to all the moms out there making Dynasty trades. You love to see it.
Oh, yeah.
And if all those moms want to keep this conversation going, head on over to ddfantasyfootball.com. Use code TRADES, use code TRADEGOATS. You get 50% off your first month. Get into everything we have to offer over here at DD Fantasy Football. Patreon.com/allgas. Still works, still gets you in the door. And of course, Underdog. It's BBM season, baby. Use code ALLGAS to get up to 1,000 at sign up and bonus cash to get your special pick as well. Yeah, we got so many damn deals to get to, so we ain't going to belabor the point here. So we talked about Jamar Chase, right?
We did.
Difference maker, definitely a 12 by 10 especially. Like, you want to find your way into some Jamar Chase. But again, like, I don't want to have nothing at quarterback. And so a little more context here again. So it's a super flex 12 team start 10. The guy got all the quarterbacks, just took over this team. They had nothing there. So they need to do something about it. Jay Perocco's team, they have to live with Dak, AR, Danny Dimes, and Anthony Richardson, I guess, as well. But A-Rod, Pickett, Flacco. They have a competitive team otherwise. A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Chase, and Godwin. So it kind of comes down to, like, how do you want to build your teams from, like, a foundational sense? Do you want to be strong at the positions and then add the quarterback later? Or do you want to be strong at the quarterback and then add the position players later? Like, how do you like to approach that typically? And then break this deal down a little bit more for me, Gabe.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So I think for me, in a 12 team start 10, we know you want the best of the best, right? It's a shallow enough league where you want the difference makers that are going to be hitting your lineup week to week that you don't have to worry about, right? I mean, I don't necessarily love doing that at the expense of my quarterback position, but I do believe that in the shallower leagues, the higher value quarterbacks are a little bit more unattainable. And the higher end positional players are also just as unattainable, right? Like, they're very, very difficult to kind of get yourselves into, get into, if you will. And I mean, having Dak, JJ McCarthy, Jared Goff, like, yeah, it's a good quarterback room in the grand scheme of things, right? I mean, yeah, you have Anthony Richardson as well, Pickett, Flacco, whatever, right? Like, just a bunch of bodies after that. But week to week, Ty, who are you going to be starting, man? Who are you going to be starting? Are you going to be starting Dak, JJ McCarthy, or Dak, Goff, JJ McCarthy, Goff? Like, at some point, like, I know we want to have a reserve quarterback just because injuries do happen. But the reality is that if I can get myself into a guy like a Jamar Chase, I just feel like that just makes it so much more valuable to my team. And I can always figure out my quarterback too later on. I mean, I don't know if Jay Perocco has any first left or anything like that, but at any given point, he can always buy another quarterback. Or, hey, I'm willing to buy Geno Smith over there with a pair of seconds or whatever that looks like, right? I mean, and he's probably going to give me very similar production to what a Jared Goff and a JJ McCarthy can give me week to week. And I'm okay with just figuring that out. You know, so that's kind of where I'm at with a deal kind of like this, right? I mean, I'm not sure that Aaron Rodgers will get a nod. Who knows? I mean, maybe. I'm not really going to be holding my breath on it. But even then, like, if you have Anthony Richardson, could you pair a second with Anthony Richardson and tear up just a little bit, like just a smidge? You know, probably can do something like that.
The beauty is it's May 10th, right? You don't have to have your quarterback room set up because we're not scoring points today.
Yep.
And I mean, if you're doing a deal like this, you just have to have a plan. And like I said, on this team that has CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Chase now, and Godwin, like, again, like even if that was your only first, like you can find ways back into first if that's what you need to do down the line because of the assets you have.
Oh yeah.
And like you said, man, like I can play it a lot crustier at quarterback if I'm just trying to figure out my quarterback too. Like Dak should be fine.
Yep.
They added George Pickens. So, hey, give me some Dak Prescott moon balls just to, get me through the weeks and I'll figure out quarterback too. I don't have to have that set in stone today. But I mean, you said something kind of really profound there as well. I mean, this team before you had Goff, McCarthy, and Dak. Guaranteed you're starting one of them and you don't know which one is really going to be the one that pops off and they're probably going to go off on your bench most weeks. So you had to make a deal here anyways. And to get into Jamar Chase, it's a hell of a way to kind of use your 104 and some of this quarterback value to do so. So I guess just pure value wise, Gabe, 104, JJ McCarthy, Jared Goff. I mean, Jared Goff in my mind should be worth at least a mid first, but I always have trouble actually extracting that kind of value for Jared Goff in the leagues that I'm in at least. JJ McCarthy, I feel like I'm pretty high on JJ McCarthy. I mean, Gabe, just let me ask you, like, I know 104 is in this deal, but 104 or JJ McCarthy in a 12 by 10, just standard, no other context.
I mean, it's probably going to be JJ McCarthy if I need a quarterback. If I don't need a quarterback, then I'm willing to just take the best positional player there.
I'm just looking here. JB has JJ McCarthy tiered with 102. Right?
Yep.
So, it's probably right around there. And I mean, if you're telling me 102, 104, and then what? I guess Jared Goff is technically 104 for JB in his tiers as well. So, I mean, again, you're getting 3 first worth of value, and you're getting quarterbacks, which are always hard to kind of get in Superflex. But it's the chase of it all, man. And it's about what I can do with my construction from here.
Absolutely. And like I said, I mean, I think from just a pure production standpoint, man, I think there's guys in that 25 to 30 range, Ty, that will give you just as good as production, man. Maybe it's not the sexiest of names, right? But hey, Matt Stafford, if that Aaron Rodgers was Matt Stafford, I know we would be, oh, absolutely. It's not even close. It just, it's a lot of, you can replace the production of JJ McCarthy and Jared Goff. I would say not easily, but a lot easier than you can replace the production of Jamar Chase.
Yeah, you're probably not replacing the production of Jamar Chase. You're duct taping some things and hoping that it all kind of works out.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So, yeah, but thanks for that. Let us know in the comments, right? Are you typically trying to build around the quarterbacks? Are you trying to build around the wide receivers? But either way, you got to have a plan, right? So good work here, Jay. You got into the difference maker, the man, Jamar Chase. So that is sweet. Okay. Next deal. We got 2 here from Roy G. Shout out to Roy. So Roy did 2 deals back to back. It's a 12-team start 11 Superflex, 2 PPR for tight end. They didn't really want or need Penix, but they felt the first offer was too good to turn down. And then he flipped him during the draft to a quarterback needy team. So again, having a plan with your deals. I love this, right? So first deal here, again, 12 by 11 Superflex, 2 PPR, Penix and 2-3, or Pittman and Chris Olave. So,
man,
Gabe, we talk a lot about Penix on this show, man. We really do.
We do. He gets moved a lot, man. He gets moved a lot in these streets.
He does, and we're going to see him move twice in this one show. So, I mean, again, he gets moved in a 2.0 tight end premium, 12 by 11 super flex. Like, I feel like 2-3 has more value. Like, that's, again, could you see a Loveland fall there? And if he doesn't, what wide receiver, what running backs do fall to 203, right? So, how do you feel about this deal just on the surface?
Yeah, I mean, the way that I would kind of break this one down, right, is, and I think I know where you're going to go with this, but are you taking the 203 over Michael Pittman?
Yes.
Yeah, especially, and I am too, especially given the context of the league. I mean, Michael Pittman right now is in a very interesting and not a good interesting space right now, right? I mean, we have a lot of uncertainties at the quarterback position, a lot of inefficiencies. He wasn't very good himself last year. He was definitely more of a highly touted guy, and I think once people have these guys up on pedestals of like, man, this guy's going to be really good, and then they get burned, I feel like more people are very reluctant to buy back in. So he's kind of in a weird state right now, but I agree. I would take the 203 over Michael Pittman, right? And I mean, right now, your boy 203 could be Cam Scatterboot. I know you're loving some Cam right now, man. That's the average ADP he is the 203 right now. Yep. So slowly moving his way up. And yeah, if Loveland falls there, it's a great pick too. I mean, again, you can definitely get a very, very good player at that 203 position. And it's not close. I'm taking Michael Penix over Chris Olave.
Yeah, it's interesting. Let me see if I have the capabilities to share my screen here while we're this. Hey, this is a risky
Sharing
business
screen
here,
inside
Ty.
of a shared screen.
I know. I
Like
can't
some
believe
Inception
it.
over here.
I know. Here we go. Bang. Look at this. Look at this. Let me just make it full screen. We're professional here. Okay. So I'm looking at just Trinity score for Indianapolis in 2024. We know what happened at quarterback, right? There was the weeks with AR. There was the weeks with Flacco. There was a frustration all around.
Yep.
Michael Pittman should have, could have, would have been like wide receiver one on the team, right? And again, we look like Pierce, Downs, they're right along the line here. I guess the blue really doesn't stand out on this background very much. Let's just get rid of the cruddy tight ends because they just clog up all that. And where does Warren project into this one? In a 2.0 tight end premium league, right? But Michael Pittman, you see he's below the line. So there's room for him to grow, but that tells me the offense is not going to support him in that way. But even when he was like a 6.66, a little eerie of a Trinity score, I'll tell you that, right? But just looking at the usage, right? Like Pittman he does not strike me as a elite dynasty asset.
Mm-mm.
He's probably going to fall into a very flat range of wide receivers in an offensive situation that we just don't trust right now, right? And if you're willing to have some conviction and take the bet, you might be able to get some cheap Pittman and it could work out for you. But I don't know, Gabe, I just don't feel like it's a situation I want to bet on today.
Yeah, and I don't think it's necessarily a situation that you need to bet on today, right? At the end of the day, I think there's definitely other players that you can grab with that 203 that can accrue a little bit more value than Michael Pittman, man, especially in the offseason. Once they start showing rookie, highlights, if you will, of like Loveland going out there and catching a big bomb from Caleb, or whatever it is, right? Like people are going to be like, oh yeah, I want that guy. Or they see Cam Scatterbo absolutely run through somebody in camp. Like you already know how the story goes, man. We deal with it every single year. Mm-hmm. I'm not wanting to buy into Michael Pittman at the moment. I mean, again, to your point, if you're convicted that he could be a really good wide receiver, and you're just going to absolutely fade the QB situation, you're like, either way, no matter who's throwing him the ball, he's just going to get it done. Then right now is probably a really good time for you to buy him because, again, I think his price is the lowest that it's been in a very, very long time. But I'm just going to take the 203 of it all, man, and just.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of similar sentiment for Olave, but for a little bit different reasons, but also a lot of the same reasons, right?
Yeah. I mean, some of that is personal too, right? For Olave too. It's definitely personal, but Olave is one of those where he is a little bit more expensive. And so it makes me I really have been wanting to buy him, especially because of given his cost, right? Like I think what he can return to you if he actually does come back. I mean, people really liked Olave. But again, you get burned a couple times, one too many times, and people are like, it's the concussions, it's this, it's that, it's, whatever it is. So I think right now is a good time to buy Chris Olave. I'm just not wanting to do that at the expense of a Michael Penix.
That's the thing, right? The price has to make sense. Like I'm definitely down to try to find my way into Olave right now, but Penix, 2-3, those are the things that are going to actually move markets right now. And if you want to let me trade out of 2 flat tier wide receivers, at least what I'm betting are going to be flat tier wide receivers to get into a quarterback and a pick, which I can either, like Roy did, go flip for something else, or, just restock at positions I need to. I'm more so down with that. So put a pin in this trade. Mm-hmm. And now we went and made another deal. Okay. Where we sent Michael Penix for 108 and Courtland Sutton.
I love it. I love it.
In a 2.0 tight end premium league here, once again, we sent away Pittman. Guess what he did with that 108?
He drafted Warren. Oh, there you go.
Drafted Warren, and at 2-3, he got that voice. He got the scat pack at 2-3 as well, right?
That is funny. I actually had not seen these trades beforehand, so just a disclaimer: every time that I see it on screen first, it's with you guys. This is my live reaction as well, so that is hilarious.
Yeah. So talk to me, Sutton and 1.8 for Penix, and then just talk about the whole deal in total, which is basically Warren, Scatterbo, and Sutton for Pittman and Olave.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's been interesting kind of evaluating Courtland Sutton, right? I think he's one of those guys where he's more game than name, in my opinion, as far as like people obviously know who Courtland Sutton is, right? If you play fantasy and all that good stuff, but I think he gives you more production than what his cost is, like relative to his cost, right? And so he's one of those guys where, I mean, you probably would love to get a late first for him if you can, but The reality is you're probably going to land on a pair of seconds, and that's a pretty good price for a really good wide receiver tethered to Bo Nix right now too. So I'm definitely wanting to get myself into some Courtland Sutton for the right price. And I mean, the 108, to your point, in a 2.0 tight end premium, I kind of like Warren, man. I mean, obviously I would take Penix 1-for-1 over the 108, but give me a Courtland Sutton in there, and I'm like, all right, I don't need this quarterback anyway. Like Roy already mentioned, he didn't need this quarterback. So sure, give me two pretty good positional players. I'm willing to give you this Michael Penix, and I'll just keep it moving. And he got Cam Scatterboo.
You can't forget about that Scatterboo. And here we go. Let's just keep on trend here. Let's pull up the Denver Trinity here, right? And again, there's one person at the top of the list. It's Courtland Sutton, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I want to bet on this Denver offense. I want to bet on Bo Nix. I want to bet on Sean Payton. I want to bet on that system. This is something I want to bet on.
Yep.
And Courtland Sutton feels like a great best bang for my buck. Trading out of the middle range and trying to extract whatever value I can, but keep my construction, keep my access to hopefully that elite wide receiver production, while also restocking and, like I said, using that Penix, getting Warren in a 2.0 tight end premium, which is the format I definitely do want to own, that Warren, and then I just get Scatterboo thrown in. So yeah, man, I like this a lot. I think it's a great way to kind of package everything up. So again, full deal. You get Penix, you get 2-3, you send away Pittman and Olave, then you get that Sutton back, you get 108, you restock there, and you send away that Penix. And again, he has Hurts, he has Dak, he has Jackson Dart. So he's good. Like this is
playing chess while your team is while your other league mates are playing checkers over there.
Yeah, exactly. So good stuff, Roy. We do appreciate it. But hey, again, this is what happens when you have a plan, man. Like you got to have a plan. You got to at least have a little bit of foresight. And the more that you do this, I hope you're able to add more and more of that. So that's awesome.
I have a quick question for you.
What's up?
All right. Are you taking Courtland Sutton over Chris Olave, or do you want Chris Olave?
I don't know if you have to, man.
No. I'm just asking for the sake of the trade, the way that it kind of all panned out, right? I mean, again, I'm just, it feels like he got a really good free 108 almost. I mean, if you really kind of break it down, right? I think Courtland Sutton will probably produce more than Chris Olave this year. We want the 203 over Michael Pittman. So Courtland Sutton and the 203 for Chris Olave and Michael Pittman.
I'll take Sutton in 2-3. To your point, like I think I still want Olave 1-1 over Sutton.
Okay.
Because in the same way that Sutton is only going to be appealing to teams that are trying to actively win, Olave, just people are going to have their bias one way or another on Olave. So he's not like the most flexible asset. But
this is true.
If you ask me in 6 months, which one between Sutton or Olave can really gain value, who can really jump up, it's going to be Olave if he stays
100%.
healthy and shows something, right? So that's where I would take that bet there. But then you toss me 2-3 or Pittman, it's 2-3 like every time. So
there you go. Yeah. Good work. I just wanted to add that in and ask the question about it.
Really nice. Good work, buddy. Okay. We got 3 deals here from Floody. Okay.
Floody.
Superflex, 12 team, start 10. Guy just got this team from another owner and had no QBs at all. Or I'm sorry, this is the wrong one. I'm sorry. Bang. Here we go. 12 by 10. Superflex, 1 point PPR, 1.5 tight end premium. Contender. They needed running back going into the draft. Okay.
Yeah.
First deal. Get 108, send away that Devonta Smith. We talked about Smitty a bit on the show, right? Like probably one of the better, if not like the best, like wide receiver 2 within their system in the NFL. You can talk about T. Higgins. I guess you could bring up George Pickens now, maybe, but how do you feel? It's right here. Like, are you, Gabe, are you taking your 108 just to buy Devonta Smith in a general sense, like on your teams? Like, is that something that you're actively trying to do?
Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna back you up on that too, because I do think that Devonta Smith is the best wide receiver 2 tethered in their team, right? I think from just a pure skill set standpoint, I do think Devonta Smith is better than T. Higgins. Again, what that relates to fantasy points is not what I'm arguing. I'm just saying from a pure football standpoint, Devonta Smith is fantastic. Yes, ideally in a normal, just not knowing any context of the team, I would take Devonta Smith over the 108. That being said, though, it's close enough towards where if I need a specific position, like in this context here, I am okay to sell Devonta Smith for the 108, right? So I think this is a really square deal either way. It's more so just what does your team need? But if I was going pure value, pure my own thoughts, I would want Devonta Smith over the 108.
Yeah. And we'll add in the team context and we'll kind of get into that there. And I'm just kind of looking like I want to go back to that kind of like wide receiver, like wide receiver 2 on their team. Like and really like I think that's pretty much it. It's like T. Higgins, it's Travis Hunter, it's Devonta Smith.
George Pickens, you said.
And then you're looking at like, George Pickens, Jordan Addison, Jalen Waddle. Like then you're into that tier, right? So yeah, I think I'm pretty confident saying like, I definitely like Smitty in that consolidated offense for sure. Okay, so I want to just get your gut reactions to these trades, and then I want to add in and kind of fill in the team context and all that stuff. So trade 2, again, 1.5 tight end premium. You send away Tucker Kraft for 3.5, 3.7, and 4.05.
I mean, 0.5 tight end premium, really, Tucker Kraft doesn't really do much for me. So yeah, just give me the picks. I'll take 3. If I can grab 3 tight end darts at that position, I mean, Arroyo or, whoever else, Fannin may fall, or whoever it is, right? I'm just throwing out names. But whoever's there, I'm just going to give me the multiple chances at a starting tight end. Tucker Kraft doesn't move that needle for me.
No. Tucker Kraft feels like one of those things where it's like, maybe like their KTC value seems high, but when you actually go to market with it, he's in that flat range of tight ends where, good luck choosing which one and good luck actually getting value out of him. So if I have the right team, then I guess I'll send him away for the 2/3 and a 4th in a format that doesn't actually support the tight ends, especially if I have one that I can trust already on my team at least.
Yeah. Who does he have?
We'll get there.
Okay. I was like, you haven't given me the context.
No, I know. Because we got 3 deals from this from Floody here, baby. So deal 3. Here we go. Send away 2 firsts. 2 firsts in 2026. You get my boy, AJ Brown, and you get a 2027 second on the arm. Gabe, I mean, AJ Brown, you and me, we like the man. And again, just in that first deal, right? We sent away Devonta Smith. All right. So AJ Brown, I don't see people necessarily ponying up 2 firsts to get him. I definitely like getting the second back. I know me personally, I'm going to smash AJ Brown in a 27 second here, but do you have to do this in the general public, or is this just a Ty being just way too ahead on AJ Brown and just wanting to do whatever he can to get more?
Oh man, it's been interesting kind of seeing AJ Brown because I'm not 100% sure why people have been a little bit more reluctant. I haven't seen he doesn't seem like the most flexible piece right now, right? Like in season, he's definitely a lot more liquid than what he is in the off season, because right now it's just, I don't know if he's getting older or if it's just the team aspect of it all or whatever that is. But I mean, it's been really interesting seeing AJ Brown this offseason not get moved for what I feel like is appropriate value. I mean, he's definitely one of those guys where, sure, he might be a little bit older. I mean, he's 27, Ty. He's a year older than my man, Nico Collins, right? But the reality is he always produces wide receiver 1 seasons, man, or pretty damn close to wide receiver 1 seasons. I know this past year he was a little injured in and out of the field here and there, but whenever he was on, man. And he's one of those guys where I feel he's kind of like Nico Collins right now, where in the grand scheme of things, in the tiers that we probably have him, he's going to be one of the cheaper wide receivers that's going to just give you a lot more production than what is relative to his cost. And so for me, 2 firsts for AJ Brown and a second, I'm going to take AJ Brown and the second, man. I would probably, not even probably, I would move 2 random 26 first for AJ Brown if I was a contending team, which I know Floody already mentioned in his initial little write-up that he was a contending team. So just give me AJ Brown, man. What he can do to my lineup, what he can do for my team week to week is just really, really valuable.
Yeah. If I'm convicted that one of those first could be early, I might give that a lot more thought just based on kind of what I can do with those first and that flexibility there. But man, if I can find opportunities to get into AJ Brown, and like again, if there's a discount right now because he's not actively scoring points, I still feel like AJ Brown falls in that territory where I'm not just buying into a pure production bet. There's also elite dynasty value built in there, especially once he does do the same thing that he's done all his career. So I'll take 100%. AJ Brown in the second.
Well, and it's interesting too that you say that, because at the end of the day, man, like this is where I really feel like as a dynasty gamer, you really can extract and take advantage of the values. I feel like one thing that the dynasty community does way too much is they overvalue youth. And this is a prime example of it. And I'll tell you, because looking at just, again, KTC, for example, because it's the first one that I had pulled up. Ty, wide receiver 15 is AJ Brown at the moment. Guess who's wide receiver 16, man? He is a rookie. Yeah. Tet is one. There's no way that I am taking Tet anywhere near AJ Brown. Absolutely no way. I mean, just you're hoping and praying that Tet can become anything close to what AJ Brown already gives you week to week. I mean, there's just no way that makes any sense to me. And even we can look at the other side of that, right? You know who's going 4 spots above him? Travis Hunter.
Yep. So,
like, I like Travis a lot, but
I
dude,
love Travis, man. But
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. How is he 3 spots above AJ Brown? 3 spots. So you're telling me I can move my 102 right now plus for AJ Brown plus. Like, come on, man. Like, that's where I think the dynasty community gets a little bit over its skis. And again, I mean, this is just a relative community value. Like, I know sometimes people may have thoughts similar to us where it's like, there's no way that I'm taking Tet over AJ Brown or Travis over AJ Brown. But the reality is, man, is that the community just overvalues youth way too much. They get burned. And then guess who they're looking to buy in the regular season? They're looking to buy these vets. So this is where you can just, play like the stock market, man. You don't buy at the highest price. At least I hope you don't. You want to buy, definitely lower to the bottom. And right now, I think AJ Brown is one of those guys where he's going to give you more than what you're paying for right now, man. And in season, if your team isn't contending, well, guess what you can do? He's liquid. You can move him. People will want to buy him, especially in season. Maybe not right now, just because it's not point scoring season and everybody's in love with the shiny new toys. But the reality is, man, is that AJ Brown is that dude. Yeah. And that's my soapbox.
It's a good soapbox, man. It's a good point, because you have to be so right on a Tet or on a Hunter to make that bet. And if something happens to AJ Brown in season, yeah, you're probably going to want to pivot to the rookie. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that I want to throw away like my chance at elite production for the guy who could be he could get elite production, right? Like, let me lock in the real thing. And then when I'm in season, if I really want to shuffle around, like maybe that's when I do it. But right now, give me AJ Brown, please. Thank you. So we got this deal. We had 1.8 sent here. Guess what 1.8 turned into? Caleb Johnson.
There it is.
Again, he said he needed a running back, right? So Caleb Johnson, Devonta Smith. I mean, I'm still going to lean Devonta, but if I have the right team around it and I need running back, I can definitely swallow that. Oh, pause. But I can I can accept that, right?
Well, and I'll mention this real quick before we jump to the next trade. Being that he made this deal and then he acquired AJ Brown, I like this only because I don't like necessarily having 2 players from the same team, even if it is a little bit of a consolidated offense. Just the weeks that Hurts doesn't show up, or the week that Burrow doesn't show up, or whatever, like your fantasy team is going to struggle. And it's evident, like all of these players, no matter how elite they are, they're going to have a week or 2 where it's just not there for them, right? And so I don't love having 2 wide receivers from the same team. So in the grand scheme of things, yes, I'm okay to make this pivot. ADV wise, I want Smith over the 108.
Yeah. And then this deal, we turned 3-5, 3-7, 4-5 into Arroyo and Brashard Smith. So
that's funny.
So you get you replenish the tight end stock in Arroyo. You get the QB shot in Milrow, and you get Brashard Smith, who I can't stop taking Brashard Smith in the 4th. I just can't stop doing it. So I love that. And then you move some first, you add on AJ Brown, you add a second. So like really, really nice job here, Floody. This is a really nice way to work things. And again, you had a plan. You love to see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say shout out to all the trades that have been going down, man, that have plans attached to them. Like you're not just making trades for the sake of making a trade, and it's evident.
I think you muted. Did
I mute myself?
Yeah, I think I unmuted you now. Try again.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, but it feels like you're coming out through a different mic now. I don't know if something happened.
Let me double check. 1 second.
While you say that, I'm going to read through the team that was posed. Again, I've been teasing this for a while. So on this team, we have JD5, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Michael Penix. Check. We're great at quarterback.
Yep.
Running backs, Genty, Bucky, Caleb, Cam Scat, Jarquez Hunter, Woody, Rashard Smith, plus more. Again, this is a great draft just to restock your running back cupboards. Play any running back on F53 style. Just give me all the shots, and I'll figure it out week over week. Wide receiver, Jettas, Nico, Ladd, Worthy, and now AJ Brown. AJ Brown impacts that room a whole hell of a lot more than Smitty would, right? And then you move that Smitty value to your running back room. Again, I still want Smitty 1 over 1 ADV wise, like you said, but that I can definitely accept that, right? And look at tight end, right? Bowers,
just Brock Bowers,
Sanders, likely Arroyo, right? So I may even have just passed on Arroyo, even though the value is there in the format, and just maybe take another running back if I needed to. But you got Bowers, so you don't care. This is a great team, man.
Oh yeah, this is a fantastic team, man. Fantastic team. I mean, yeah, I don't want Tucker Kraft. I mean, there's literally Ferguson over Tucker Kraft as well, likely over probably pretty close to Tucker Kraft. Like, absolutely not, man. You didn't need Tucker Kraft at all. So I'm glad that you were able to extract some value from him, especially given the format.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Great work, man. Great work.
Awesome stuff. All right. Let's move on. We got one of the staples of Dynasty DD fantasy football. Undertaker, one of the first guys in there. We got you ready for this, Gabe? A 10-team, 1 quarterback, start 10. Tight end premium. They currently have 19, 29, and 302. Sent away Tank Bigsby, Jackson Smith and Jigba, a 26 second, and the 309 for 103 and 303. So 1 quarterback. Let's walk through it. We got Genty.
It's the same at the top. It's the same at the top. It's the same at the top.
Yeah.
So you got Genty, you got Hunter, or Amarion Hampton. Take your pick. And there you go. Those are your top 3.
All right, Gabe. So let me ask you, Jackson Smith and Jigba or Amarion Hampton?
I'm gonna just take the bet on JSN.
Okay. Jackson Smith and Jigba or Travis Hunter?
I'm still gonna just take the bet on JSN.
Jackson Smith and Jigba or Tet McMillan?
I'm gonna take the bet on JSN. The only way that this deal makes me feel better is if it's 103 Genty. Other than that, there's just no way. I mean, how do you feel? I mean, because again, I think between the both of us, I like Travis Hunter, but I think you're a little bit higher on him than I am. I'm probably higher on Amarion Hampton. Amarion Hampton's kind of been solidified more so as my 102. But Hunter or JSN for you? Where are you at? And from a ranking standpoint, like they're literally right neck and neck. I think JSN is 12, Hunter's 13. So again, I don't know that you can go wrong either way. I'm just asking, which one do you prefer?
And I think we both are aligned in the way that if I have the shot at a rookie and the veteran who's already done it and is poised to probably do it again, I'm usually just going to lean the veteran.
Same here.
Again, I have high expectations for Hunter because I think he's awesome. Right now, I'm very excited to see what happens there. And again, if I'm trying to play what thing is going to do more in season when the thing happens, Hunter definitely has the higher ceiling than JSN at this point. But we've already seen JSN overcome a difficult rookie season. We've already seen him outlast the wide receivers that were in Seattle, and we've seen Seattle almost consolidate the offense
to him
to JSN. Right, so I'm going to lean JSN there still. But again, like I said, it's close enough, and I think I could be okay with a Hampton for JSN if that really moved my team forward.
Yeah, no, and I think it's a great point, man. I mean, obviously there's no DK, Tyler Lockett, No. So at this point, it's kind of like Seattle saw what was going on. And sometimes we've mentioned it before. I know Ray's mentioned it, Jay Rich, everybody, like, listen to what the teams are telling you. They're telling you, we don't need DK. We don't need Tyler Lockett. Sure, we want to focus on JSN right now. And again, maybe there's a contract situation in there for DK that they just didn't want to pay, whatever it is. But the thing is that the team did not want to invest in DK Metcalf, and they wanted to spend their time with JSN. And so I'm going to just listen to what the team is telling me. They just got Sam Darnold. I think it's going to be a pretty good offense. It's going to be consolidated. I think to him, Cooper Kupp going there, I think despite him being older, people still see Cooper Kupp as a threat from a defensive standpoint, I'm going to imagine. And so it's going to open up the offense for him as well, right? So give me JSN, but I can't fault anybody, to your point, for taking the 103. It's close enough for me, but I can tell you what's not close for me. A 26 second, a 309, and a take Bigsby for the 303. Give me the other side. Give me the second. Give me the 309. Give me Tank Bigsby.
You can keep Bigsby as well. I'll still take the other side.
Correct. I mean, really, it's just the second of it all, right? Like, I'm taking a 26 second, a random 26 second over a 303. Yeah.
And I've seen some people trade future seconds for early thirds. Like
it happens all the time. Yeah, it happens all the time.
But yeah, I mean, again, I don't really expect Cooper Kupp to just supplant JSN.
Not at all.
I would hope that Sam Darnold has a little more effort in his game, and maybe the passing offense in Seattle sees a little higher volume. Maybe. But I'm fully fine taking the JSN bet here. And Undertaker, again, it all comes down to what you do with those picks, what's available. And like I said, you have 109, 2932 as well. So you're going to build it out. But I think I'm still going to lean JSN, and that's the second of it all, like you said.
Boom.
Cool. Okay.
Shout out to our boy Undertaker too.
Shout out, man. Shout out. Okay, here we go. Hinky's Revenge. Got a 16 team start 10 Superflex half point PPR. It's a 0.5 tight end premium. They were second place last year. They had to split one of their top wide receivers. This'll do. So the 1-7 became T-Mac, Aurora McMillan. The 1-5 was Omarion Hampton, and the 26 second is 26 second. So again, Gabe, 16 team start 10. So what's that? A 12 team start 14, essentially.
16 times 10 is 160.
Okay. And what happens if you carry the one? Because I'm not good at math. But yeah, 160 starters. You trade away Amon-Ra St. Brown. You get Omarion Hampton. You get Aurora McMillan. And you get a 2026 second. Gabe, I'm going to tell you what. I love me some Amon-Ra St. Brown. I do. I definitely love Amon-Ra more so in a shallower format where the difference makers matter.
Yep.
In a 16 by 10 league, if I need to split a wide receiver, I am very, very, very okay taking Omarion Hampton at 1.5, Aurora McMillan at 1.7, and that 26 second. I bet in this league, Cam Ward went higher because it's 16 team. I wonder if Jackson Dart was up there too, or where he went in this draft. But how do you feel here, my friend? 1.5, 1.7, 26 second, or Amon-Ra St. Brown?
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I'm literally sitting here like, how did Omarion fall to the 105? Like, Genty, Hunter, Ward, and then who? Travion maybe? Or
maybe Travion.
Maybe Travion,
People like Travion.
I mean, they do, but over Omarion, I mean, so maybe Travion, or maybe someone loved, Jackson Dart or Warren. Yeah. I don't know. Either way, 105 for Omarion Hampton is an absolute fantastic grab. It's a fantastic grab. I'm right there with you, Ty. I don't play in any 16-team leagues, but it seems like it's pretty deep just in the grand scheme of things. And in deep formats, like, I want elite difference makers, but also you need to make sure that your team is still deep enough. If he's saying he needed to split one of his top wide receivers, I think this is a great price. And I'm not the biggest Tet fan, if you will. Like, I like him, but obviously I'm cautiously optimistic with the Carolina situation. I like Bryce. I think it's actually a really great thing for Bryce more so. But man, I'm really excited for Hampton. I'm really freaking excited for Hampton. And in a 16 team, there's not that many running backs, man. Give me Omarion Hampton and Tet and the 26 second, and I'll figure it out.
And shout out to Ray. He's doing some awesome work with True Media right now and showing like the heat map, showing how wide receivers are being used and how someone like Tet will fit into the Carolina offense. So I'm very excited there. He did the same thing for George Pickens. If you haven't checked it out, go over to the Ray G channel, check out the Let's Talk Ball stuff. It's awesome, actionable, entertaining, everywhere in between. But yeah, man, I mean, you're going to love this here. So this is the team, right? Prior to the trade, we had Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence. So you're good at quarterback in a 16-teamer. You'll figure that out. That's fine. Running back, Ramondre, Aaron Jones, Jerome Ford, and any running back on a 53. Omarion Hampton fits very, very nicely there. Definitely moves your team forward. And at wide receiver, you just had JJ, you had CD, you had Amon-Ra, and you had Sutton. So yeah, I think I can move that Amon-Ra for the right price. Kelsey Fant, 26 second, 27 first, 27 second. Yeah, man. I mean, just let me split this. You needed to make a split for sure, and you capitalized at the right time. So I really like this a lot. Anything else on this one?
No, I mean, it's obviously evident that you needed running back more than you needed wide receiver. So again, I think Omarion Hampton is a fantastic grab for you, and you get to have the hope and prayers of Tet McMillan at the 107. And again, people like him, so he's going to be very, very flexible, very liquid if you ever decide to make another trade with him. So no, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right, here we go. We got two more, Gabe. This first one, it's got your boy. Okay. 12 team, start 10, super flex, 0.5 PPR, 1.5 tight end premium. You got the reigning champ. So they messed up their roster construction in the pursuit of the chip. Pop Douglas was their wide receiver 4. Shouts out to Pop. I heard to let go of Bijan, but my idea was still getting an elite asset back. Gabe, talk about elite assets. There's your boy, Nico Collins. You got Steph Diggs. You got JMO, and you got the 2-3. That scat back. the scat man. Scataboo went at 2-3 for Bijan Robinson and $69 in fab. What we don't have is the total fab amount is. It's a lineup league. So again, I really value fab in best ball for sure. Lineup, it depends what you do with it. Depends how you build, depends what you want to do. It depends if it resets in the offseason. So I don't want to really take the fab into account because that's not the point of this deal. Okay. Again, 12 by 10, 0.5 PPR, Bijan or the package.
Chris Bell knows the way to both of our hearts. And I say that because he's receiving Nico Collins in this trade. And then look at who his profile picture is. Your boy wearing a crown over there. So shout out to Chris Bell. Man, Ty, for me, this is why it's so hard for me to have like a Bijan. I don't think I have any Bijan Robinson. I think this is why it's so difficult for me to have a Bijan Robinson type of running back on my team. Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I want those guys, but just sometimes the values that you can extract from them is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I mean, Nico Collins or Bijan Robinson, dude, for me, that's already close. I was going to say that's already close. Like, I mean, that's already close enough for me. I probably will take Bijan 1-for-1 with Nico, but I can tell you right now, man, it's not a Jameson Williams, not a 203, and not a Stephon Diggs combined away. Like, it absolute smash of a trade for Chris Bell. I mean, Nico Collins in 2-3 for Bijan. Where are you at, Ty? Knowing obviously that it's Cam Scataboo now. Yeah.
Nico Collins in 2-3 for Bijan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to take the package.
I am too, man. I am too. So you basically got a free Jameson Williams, who I'm actually very excited about. I think he's really, I think he's going to be very, very good. Continue to be very good in this Lions offense. He broke 1,000 yards this past year too. So yeah, man, give me JMO, give me Nico, give me Diggs, give me Cam, and you can take my Bijan Robinson.
Like, I think you said it so well. Like, there's a reason I don't have a lot of Bijan because people love their bell cows. People love the locked in stuff, and Bijan could absolutely be him. You know, I have one Bijan that I bought off you in our trade where I had to send away Lamar Jackson, and I got Bijan and McBride back, so that was whatever. But whatever. I had to send the 2-1 back as well, so it's whatever. But you know, yeah, man, like Nico and Bijan is so close to me already, and again, this deal tells me either this league doesn't value wide receiver or just people love Bijan. So yeah, if I can extract a deal like this for Bijan, a 12 by 10, a 12 by 11, hell, like many formats, I would take the package here.
They forgot to put that it was 15 points per carry. That's what they forgot to put. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's what it was.
We don't got to spend much.
And wide receivers get negative scoring. That's what it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a negative 0.5 per Texans receiver league. So thank you, Chris Bell. That was great. A smash. And this is our final trade. So a 12 team start 11 super flex PPR, a trade to get Genty. They won the ship in 2024. That's like 3 ship deals in a row here. So good work, DDFFB. What's the next move? Improve the quarterback position, trust the current one, or get a top 10 wide receiver. Tight end can wait as the league is not tight end premium. I'm going to go a little out of order here. I'm going to present the whole team and then we'll dive into the deal. So quarterback, we got Burrow, we got Fields, we got A-Rich, we got Penix. We got enough at quarterback. We truly have enough at quarterback. We got Gibbs, Henry, Breece Hall, Bijan Robinson. We got Neighbors, Nico Collins, DJ Moore, Devonta Smith, Worthy, Ridley, Sutton. And at tight end, we got Kelsey. We got 310. We got our 26th first and a late 26th third, allegedly. A pretty full team, man. Like, it's well constructed. Like, again, you won a ship last year, so good stuff. Send away Dak Prescott and Rashee Rice for 101 and the 26th second. So, I mean, again, Gabe, like, if I have this quarterback room, man, I have Burrow, I have Fields, I have A-Rich, I have Penix. I want to move one of them. Can I move
And
Dak?
you had Dak. Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, I like moving Dak for that.
Jeez.
I definitely want Genty over Rice. And he's throwing me back a second. I think I can see why a team would do this because, hey, you're splitting that Genty into 2 starters, and 2 really decent starters in Dak and Rice. But on your team, man, on this team, I'm taking Genty in the second. Do you feel any different?
Dude, that's, man. He doesn't need the running back position either, though, man. Gibbs, Henry, and Hall. I mean, sure, like, you'll probably start Genty. I mean, I don't even know. Are you starting Genty week 1 over Derrick Henry? Probably not.
So 12 by 11, right? So
you want to start counting?
Yeah. So Gibbs, Henry. Let's call it Gibbs, Henry, Hall, and Bijan. That's 4.
Yep. Burrow and probably Penix. Or no, Fields. I would probably go Fields to start off.
Sure. Any 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And then your tight end, but let's call it Kelsey.
Yep.
So that's 7.
Neighbors.
So start 11. So Neighbors, Collins, Nico, Smitty, and then you have either Worthy, Ridley, or Sutton. You don't have any other really picks coming in here. So, I mean, I feel like, you're
I guess you could. Yeah.
I guess you could. You're relegating Bijan Robinson for Genty or, a Worthy Ridley Sutton who you can mix that in. You still have too much at wide receiver. So to answer your original question here, what's the next move?
Yeah.
I'm not obsessed with trying to climb up the quarterback ladder. On this team, you could, right? You could definitely try to get a second quarterback, but you have enough. I'm not obsessed with doing that. What I would probably try to do is condense that wide receiver room. Probably try to go find a hammer, right? And again, you already have Nico, you have Neighbors. So, I mean, what deal would you see here for
No, I mean, all right. So to answer your first question,
sorry.
now, like, kind of breaking it down a little bit more, seeing that Genty does plug into your lineup. Yes. Give me Genty over Rashee Rice and Dak Prescott. Again, I mean, I like Rashee. There's still concerns though about a suspension. They're still, obviously still coming back from a major injury. I like Dak, and I do like having Dak as my quarterback, too. But the reality is that you have so much at quarterback that you don't need Dak. Genty is like running back 3-man in dynasty value right now. So did you just see what we could get for Bijan Robinson a year or 2 later? Like, absolutely. Let me just get me Genty, hope he smashes, and then you can figure that out later. He's just one of those guys that's going to continue to hold his value, even if he goes out there and stinks it up a little bit year 1. He's still going to retain his value because he was just so highly touted. So yeah, 101 in the 26th second over Dak and Rashee Rice. Now, I don't want to roll into, I know there's no tight end premium, man, but there's definitely a difference maker at tight end or 2 that you can grab, and you have so much excess at wide receiver And I mean, I'm okay even at quarterback. Like, you don't need Fields, A-Rich, and Penix. Like, I'm almost inclined to tell you move Penix because he's probably the one that has the most value between Fields and A-Rich. And in the grand scheme of things, I think I'm going to want to start, at least the first couple of weeks, I'm going to want to start Justin Fields over Michael Penix. And I say that because I think the floor for Justin Fields is a lot higher, and the ceiling is also a lot higher for Justin Fields than it is for Michael Penix. Just from a rushing perspective, I think you're going to just get more points week to week for Justin Fields than you will Michael Penix. But I think Michael Penix has more value in the ADP streets or in the ADV streets than Justin Fields. So, like, can I pair my Michael Penix and Worthy, Smitty, whoever, Penix and Smitty? Can I go get a great tight end? I'm not talking Brock Bowers because you're not going to get that for Brock Bowers, but can you get something very, very good, right? Can you maybe get to McBride? Can you, I mean, you may have to add in a little something else, but I'm just asking, right? Like, that's the type of deal that I would probably want to do because you just have so much excess at quarterback and wide receiver. To Ty's point, like, you don't need to consolidate essentially, but I would like to consolidate to just get better assets because you just have so much in excess.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm just thinking here. I'm thinking on my feet. Could I send Michael Penix and DJ Moore?
Yeah, DJ Moore's a good one.
Could I get Jackson Smith and Jigba and George Kittle?
If there's a QB needy team, I think you probably could do something like that. I mean, you're getting the upgrade at wide receiver, and then George Kittle. I mean, depending on the format, if nobody really values tight ends because there's no tight end premium or whatever, yeah, absolutely. And I think Kittle's going to be one of those guys that is a difference maker from a production standpoint at that tight end position. So yeah, absolutely.
Can I take Worthy and get Hawkinson plus in the format, right? Like, there's probably different ways you could try to approach it if you're trying to address tight end, right? But again, yeah, I'd probably be trying to see, like, what can I do? What can I smush together? Taking some of that quarterback value, taking one of these wide receivers, try to climb that ladder. If you need a kickback, yeah, can we figure out tight end? Can we get another pick so I can go do something else down the line? What about Breece Hall? Like, are you doing something with Breece Hall on this roster now that you've added Genty? If you could, or even like a Henry, or like, how are you approaching the running back room now?
No, I mean, I think this is a fantastic running back room, man. I mean, I'm more than happy to just start every single one of these guys. Like, if it comes down to it, Breece Hall, I am a little bit reluctant to move him right now, Ty, just because the sentiment around him is not the best, right? Like, a lot of people, obviously he didn't have the best season, but I don't think that was necessarily attributed to him as a player. More so just the Jets just weren't a good team. Like, they were very, very bad last year. And so I do think that Breece Hall will find his way. I just don't think right now is the correct time to move Breece Hall, because what I feel like he can give you once he has a couple of spike weeks, like the value that you can extract from him once he gives you a couple of good weeks, is going to be a lot higher than what you can get for him right now, present day. So that's kind of where I'm at with him. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, if I can package up Breece Hall and DJ Moore for Brock Bowers or something, then yeah, maybe that's definitely going to change my tune, right? It's always going to be contingent upon what you can get for these guys. But if somebody's wanting to give you 70 cents on the dollar right now for Breece Hall, I'm just going to keep Breece Hall. Like, I'll just hold on to him. He was running back 2 or 3 in Dynasty last year at the beginning of the year. Like, now he's fallen a little bit because of the season that he just had. Like, he's one of those guys that I'm more than willing to just hold and just pray that he assumes more value, accrues more value, which I do think he's going to do.
Absolutely. Hey man, just to re-highlight the trade that's actually on the screen again. Like, I think this is a good deal for both sides. Yep. But when we have a team where you don't have a lot of needs and you've built it out in a way that it's constructed well, and clearly it's won last year, right? So on those teams, those are the teams I'm very okay trying to consolidate and make moves like this, where I give up positional people that people like Rice, people like Dak. Let me go get that 101. Throw me back a second, sure, and we'll make a deal. So awesome. Anything else on this one?
No, sir. I think that is it.
Sweet. We did it again, people. So that was a fun show. But I mean, Gabe, I saw a theme thrown up, and you got to have a plan with these things, right? You can't be making these deals without an actual plan. So what are you planning to do in your Dynasty leagues this week, Gabe? And Any other final thoughts for the people?
Well, after reviewing some of these trades, I'm definitely going to see if I can acquire myself some AJ Brown. Problem is that I think I play in a lot of leagues with you, and you probably already have them.
Probably. Yeah.
But I'm going to go look in the leagues that we aren't together in, and I'm going to see if I can extract some value, because again, I've said it before, and I think this has just been the sentiment all off season. But right now, guys, like, people want themselves into rookies. People want themselves into the new shiny toy. If you can get yourself into a veteran that is a little bit more solidified, I think you will definitely reap the benefits of that. Right now, can you go trade your Tet McMillan for AJ Brown? I mean, come on. I mean, hey, according to if you know, and this is where I feel like you can definitely not manipulate, but like take advantage, if you will, of some of your league mates. Like, if you know that they look at KTC for all their trade calculators, or if you know that they use, Dynasty Daddy or whatever it is, right? Like, you can start plugging and playing some of these players in, and then you're like, hey, Ty, come on, man. I'm giving you Tet and a second for this AJ Brown. Like, come on, bro. It's literally, they're already neck and neck.
Right.
You can definitely make
those leagues with people that need to win the deal to get something across the finish line. Those are the kind of things you actually have to probably send out, right? Look, man, I'm giving you the process deal. I'm giving you the second with the same wide receiver. You got to, like, come on. So you got to get a little creative. I agree. Where can the people find you online, Gabe?
Yeah, so you can find me on X at iGabe_FF, and then of course in the Discord at iGabe7. We're always in there chopping it up. So again, hit us up in there, man. We're more than happy to help you guys with any trade questions you have, or anything that you guys need related to fantasy football. We are right there for you.
Anything you need, baby. Links in the description below. Get on in there. Again, if you use those codes, you get a free roster review with both Gabe and I. So get on in here. Shoot us a DM at TyDeclare44 at iGabe7 on Discord. Right, we're gonna get you that roster review. So let us know. I know there's at least one out there that hasn't done it yet. So come on, get it in. Use the codes. All gas, Underdog. You get your special pick up to 1K at sign up. Patreon.com/all gas. If you found this actionable, entertaining, anywhere in between, please, all we ask, hit like, hit subscribe, engage with us in the comments. We will get back to you. We're just talk some ball. Keep your eyes up for everything happening over at DDFFB. We got Dynasty Theory, Scott, Shane, content dropping damn near daily over here, and more to come. So keep your eyes peeled. Get excited. It's going to be very, very good stuff. Podcast feed keeps popping. Make sure you're subscribed to the pod feed. Get your Spotify, get your Apple Music, get it all in at DDFB, because we got you throughout this Dynasty offseason. Take care. Have a great week. Go make some trades, and we added this thing. Peace.